All right, thank you for joining me. On this video, we are gonna get down and dirty. We're gonna talk about what nobody wants to talk about. I'm gonna tell you the truth about flipping houses. All right, welcome back. This is Jerry Norton. Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Freedom TV, where you learn all about how to live your dream life and use real estate to fuel that and get you there. And that's what we talk about in this channel, on these episodes, all these videos. And today, I want to get real with you. I want to keep it real. And I'm an eternal optimist. I tend to look at the positive in everything. I tend to focus on the best in people and the best in opportunities. But I'm going to tell you, there's an ugly side of this business that I normally don't talk about, nobody else wants to talk about, and I want you to know what it is, okay? So what is the truth about flipping houses? And this is, again, specific right now to the current market that we're in today. You know, real estate, the cycles go up and down. Everybody knows this, right? You have down, you have up, and it's just the trends, and it goes that way. It's always gone that way. And generally speaking, right now, as of this recording, we are in that up cycle, right? So the markets have swung back up. Generally speaking, anywhere in the US or in most places in the US, the market's doing really well. When the markets are doing well in real estate, what happens? Money pours in. Everybody wants to put their money in real estate. Not just homeowners want to buy real estate, but investors, all the way from local small investors all the way up to Wall Street investors. Everybody wants to put their money in real estate. When that happens, guess what happens? It gets harder and harder and harder to buy real estate, to buy deals, because it's competitive, right? Everybody wants real estate. In fact, you have big, huge billion-dollar funds right now that are buying real estate for market value. That means for investors like us, how do we compete? How do we compete with a billion-dollar fund buyer who doesn't even care if it's a deal because they're in it for the long game? They're thinking that if they pay market value today, in 10 years or 20 years, it'll be worth a whole lot more. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But how do we compete with that type of buyer when we need to get a deal that we can make money, now? We need equity now. And so the ugly truth about flipping houses in today's market, there's two sides of this coin. I'll tell you the ugly now, the ugly truth, and then I'll tell you, the really upside to this whole thing, this whole market we're in right now. The downside is that because the markets are up, because it's competitive, because so much money right now is coming into real estate, it's very difficult to find deals. It's the hardest part of the business is finding. It's lead generation, it's deal acquisition. What that means is it means the big dogs, the pros, they have to work harder than they've ever worked before to get deals. Okay, now the opposite of that, when it was a down market back in 2008, 2009, 2010, I remember I could go out and I could buy a house any day of the week. They were like laying on the street. Any day of the week I could go out and I could buy a house. There were foreclosures, short sales, there was plenty of opportunity, plenty of deals to buy houses. It was easy. Today it's different. It's harder today. You've got to work a little bit harder than you ever did before. That's the downside. Now, what's the upside? The upside is if and when you get good at finding deals, if you can break that barrier to deal acquisition, if you can create a lead generating machine in this business, then guess what? You can make more money than you've ever made in this business. Then I've been doing this full time for 15 years. You can make more money today wholesaling and flipping houses and fix and flipping than ever before, because remember, people want deals. Retail buyers, homeowners are paying full price. Investors are paying. Everybody is overpaying because they want those deals, which means if you get the deal, you can charge and make a whole lot more. It used to be wholesaling. You could make, $3,000, $5,000, maybe $10,000 on a deal. We're seeing now, $20,000, $25,000. I just did a deal recently and made $32,000 on a wholesale. When I first got started, that was like unheard of. That was like, the best deal in the world. Now it's like common. Why? Because investors want deals and they're overpaying for deals because it's harder to find them. Does that make sense? So downside is you got to work harder to get the deal. The upside is you can make so much money on the back end of those deals, wholesaling them or fix and flipping them. And that's the trade-off. It's the opposite of a down market. When it's a down market, it's easy to get deals. They're all over the place. They're everywhere, right? The inventory's up. There's plenty of homes on the market, lots of foreclosures, lots of REOs, lots of short sales, but it's hard to sell them. Back when I was doing this in 2008, 2009, 2010, I could get deals really easily, but I struggled selling them. I struggled to wholesale them because other investors could also find deals easily. When I would flip them to retail buyers, they had to be perfect. They had to be immaculate. I had to renovate, everything to the nines, and I had to wait longer. I had to really work hard to get a buyer because there were fewer of them. Does that make sense? So it's all just a trade-off. It doesn't matter. I'll flip houses in a down market, an up market. When it's a down market, it's easy to buy, hard to sell. When it's an up market, like right now, hard to buy, easy to sell. I don't even think twice about it. My rehabs are less quality than they've ever been because it doesn't matter. Buyers want the houses. I can wholesale to other cash investors for more than I've ever been able to in the past because they all want deals. So I want you to look at it. Is the glass half full or half empty? Right? A lot of people say, you know what, real estate right now, half empty. Glass is half empty because it's hard to find deals. I'm like, are you kidding me? Just get good at finding deals. The glass is half full because when you get that deal, you can make more money than you've ever been able to make. So it is an awesome opportunity right now. The key is getting good at finding deals. Okay, now I want you to take this to heart. I want you to think about real estate, getting in this business. If somebody says to you right now, hey, there are no deals, real estate doesn't work, you now know the right answer. The right answer is, yeah, there are. There are always deals. There are always motivated sellers, even when the markets are up. There's people that want to sell their house, that need to sell their house because they're in some kind of financial distress. And they will gladly sell it to you as is for a big discount with lots of equity for peace of mind, just to get rid of it. You just have to get good at finding them. You have to be able to beat your competition to the deals. When you learn how to do that, you are home run, baby. You are gold mine. You can get rich in this business. So here's what I tell people. Here's what I'm telling you. 90% of the game right now, maybe not 90, but I'm exaggerating. A lot of what it takes right now, the majority of the key to success with flipping houses is getting good at finding deals.